It's pretty wild to think that a single ancient text could hold the secrets to the entire universe, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today. We're diving into the Lalitha Sahasranamam, and we'll be using an online article and its super interesting comment section to guide us.
Okay, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to tackle the big picture. What is alternate reality? From there, we'll see how it kind of splits into two. We'll meet the Divine Mother, check out her 1,000 names, and then, this is the fun part, we'll listen in on a modern-day debate about all these ancient ideas.
All right, to really get our heads around all this, we've got to start at the very, very beginning. And that means understanding this foundational concept that our source material calls Brahman.
Okay, think of it like this. Brahman is the entire ocean. Not just one wave, not a part of it, but the whole thing. The source from which every single wave comes into being. Our source puts it beautifully. It's the uncreated origin of absolutely everything. It's the very fabric of existence itself.
So that leads to a pretty big question, right? If everything starts from this one single source, how do we get, well, everything we see around us? How does one single ultimate reality blossom into this incredibly complex universe?
Well, the answer, according to the text we're looking at, is just fascinating. It all comes down to this powerful duality, this kind of cosmic partnership between two fundamental principles. One is called Shiva, and the other is Shakti.
And check this out. This is where it gets really cool. On one hand, you've got Shiva. He's described as nirguna, which means without qualities. Think of him as pure, raw potential, kind of like a light bulb that's just sitting there, not yet switched on. But then you have Shakti. She's saguna, or with qualities. She's the one who comes along and flips the switch, taking all that potential and making it real, giving it form.
And someone in the comments of our source, a user named Arun, came up with a brilliant way to explain this relationship. He says, think about a glacier. When it's solid ice, static and unmoving, that's Shiva. But when that ice melts and flows as water, dynamic and active, that's Shakti. See, they're not two separate things at all. They're just different states of the very same essence.
So to put a label on it, Prakasha, which is Shiva, is that static, pure awareness. It's the light itself. It's the fundamental consciousness that makes it possible for anything to be known in the first place.
And then you have Vimarsha. That's Shakti. She's the dynamic energy. She's like a cosmic mirror that takes the light of Prakasha and reflects it. And it's in that act of reflection that the entire universe, the whole worldly process, is brought into being. Pretty incredible, right?
Okay, so we have the light and we have the reflection. Now let's see how these two incredible forces merge and take the form of the Supreme Mother, who's known as Lalitha.
So why was Shakti even created? Well, our source says it was for a really beautiful reason. Shiva apparently wanted a nurturing force, someone who could care for the universe with a mother's love and affection. So Shakti takes on this role. She administers karma, the cosmic law, and she oversees the whole cycle: creation, sustenance, and dissolution. It's why we talk about Mother Earth or Mother Nature, right? It all ties back to this idea.
So you gotta wonder, how do you even start to comprehend a force that's responsible for, well, literally everything? The answer, it turns out, is in a kind of special key, a sacred text known as the Lalitha Sahasranamam. 1,000 names. And these aren't just labels. Think of them as 1,000 different keys, with each one unlocking a unique aspect of the Divine Mother, and in doing so, unlocking a piece of the universe that she governs.
I mean, just try to picture this for a second. 8 divine beings who are basically the authorities on sound and knowledge, reciting these 1,000 names because the Supreme Mother herself asked them to. That's the origin story of this text. Every single name is a powerful mantra, a pathway to understanding the active, vibrant, with qualities side of reality.
But here's the thing, these ideas aren't just some ancient, dusty concepts set in stone. No way. They're part of a living, breathing tradition of discussion and interpretation. And we get to see that happen in real time, right in the comment section of the article we're looking at.
And it all kicks off with a really direct question from one of the readers. It's a common point of confusion, and they just put it out there. Who created whom? Did Shiva create Shakti, or was it the other way around?
So the author of the article jumps in to clarify. He says, look, Lalita is really just another name for Shakti, and Shakti is Shiva's own power. The whole idea of her creating him is more of a poetic expression, an exaggeration, not meant to be taken literally.
But then, another commenter chimes in and adds this fascinating layer to the conversation.
They make the point that you can't have energy without matter, and you can't have matter without energy, right? They exist together. So, they argue, if Shakti is the energy and Shiva is the matter, then they couldn't have been created one after the other. They must have come into being at the exact same time. They're basically two sides of the same coin.
And this is the real takeaway, the crucial point that this commenter makes. Lalitha Ambigai isn't just Shakti, the reflection part. She is the unified form of both. She is Prakasha and Vimarsha united. Shiva and Shakti as one. The light and the reflection, together. She is the ultimate, complete unity.
And all of this leaves us with one final big question. It's something that learners are actually debating in the comments. What's the best way to really connect with these powerful ideas? Is it through your intellect, by studying and understanding every single detail? Or is it through devotion, through the heart, just chanting with feeling? It's a question that really gets to the core of what it means to explore a spiritual path. And there's probably no single right answer.